have Sue. Sue is a sannyasin and a seeker on the path. You might have to ask her later on what that means if you're not sure. Studying and practicing with masters for over 25 years. From the guidance she received, she was able to traverse through many varied practices and modalities in a quest for truth, healing, wisdom, and consciousness. She loves to share the tools she's come by through direct personal experience to enable others also to embark on their journey inwards. More recently, she received initiation into the ancient wisdom of the Peruvian Shaman and received the Rites of Passage from the Four Winds, Munay Ki. These energetic transmissions help the receiver to heal from the past and to transform and upgrade their energy field. She's passionate to share her experiences and this wisdom with anyone who feels the calling to wake up and to equip themselves with the tools to do so. Sue works with the elements and encourages a strong connection with all that is natural. She shares what has been of benefit and value to her, providing intuitive and empathic guidance throughout. Sue, lovely to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Kirsty. Hello to everybody. I'm really buzzing to be invited along, and Kirsty certainly inspired me a lot. She obviously sees something. We spent a lot of time together this summer, so she knows what I'm all about, and she encouraged me to come out of my shell a bit and join this online community. So thanks. I'm just going to alter my view so I can, there we go. So thanks for that introduction, Kirsty. What I noticed was I'd failed to mention what I currently work with, and so for the last 12 years I've been working in the care sector in England, and primarily with people with all kinds of difficulties that they would need some support just to get through a given day. So I've worked with mental health and lots of health conditions. More recently, I moved back towards a focus in the children's sector into the care sector, and I've worked very closely in a children's home here in the northeast of England, where the children who live there are very traumatized from early childhood experience and have been abused and are tackling a lot of trauma from a very insecure base. So it was my job, along with social workers, key workers, to parent these children and to create within them a secure base and to help them cope and enjoy life like any other child with a more advantaged beginning. It's probably important for the scope of things to explain also that near enough a year ago this week, I lost somebody very dear to me and found myself very traumatized and very much in a position similar to the children that I've been working with. So the mirror had turned upon myself, and I was tackling bereavement and loss and PTSD of all things, with very little outside help. There was some, but I'm talking about the health sector here. I had to really look deeply into my own resources, which were very limited, but I do have a quest for seeking and understanding. So I threw myself in. I've been unable to return to my job, but I feel that my scope has changed very dramatically from care of to the healing from. Sorry, I've made a few notes here to keep me on track because I do want to make sure that I share everything that I wanted. One thing that became very pronounced during this trauma, if you like, was that I realized there was a part of my soul missing that was in fact the inner child, and that I needed to encourage this soul part back. Now, when we lose a part of ourselves like that deep in our psyches from early childhood, this part is unscathed, it's unharmed, it's not wounded, it to escape that wounding, if you like, and we're tracking along as the wounded part in the world, very much blocked and trying to fathom it all out. So I realized that there was something in me that was traumatized and missing, and that I needed to explore that. So through lots of conversations with a light body school in Peru, I was offered a scholarship, and I received 10 initiations and rites of passage into healing and into very much deeper aspects of yourself. So every stage, every initiation opened you more and more to your own internal world, and also to the invisible world, the lower realms, the higher realms, and this dimension that we all exist in here. So somehow I managed to retrieve this part of myself on sort of a new contract that I would create within my world, a place where she would want to be, where I'd want to be, doing the things that I'd want to be doing. So from my practices and teachings from the initiations there, and from deep conversation with my inner child self, it brought me to the fire again and again and again. And my child loves fire, like seriously. So that's where the fire element sort of gave birth, that became a primary focus in my practice. So along with letters to this child, so I start writing letters to this child and connecting, and wrote both letters from both sides back and forth until we had established what each of us would gain from reuniting. With the help of the fire, I was able to transform this trauma, this block, if you like, to the inner child, by placing into the fire the things which block that connection, that deep connection to us feeling whole, or connected to our true creativity. So yeah, I've told you about that. Yeah, so the fire is a really important element, used a lot in shamanic practices all over the world. A very powerful tool because it brings really rapid transformation. Fire ceremony, those two elements brought together, is a very significant element to add in, because ceremony is the language of our limbic brain. Ceremony is the language which our primitive self understands. So when we think ceremony, we're thinking symbols, we're thinking intentions and actions and connections from the heart, and unconditioned presence, if you like. So we're bringing the ceremony so that we can change a part of a cycle, if you like, our cycle of thinking from the unconscious, and to change something in the brain, something in our mind, deep in our psyche. We need to use ceremony for that. So I'm hearing all this, so I give it a go. The inner child's really buzzing to have a go, get the fire going, invite to the fire the elements that you want there. So I started to build altars also. First it just started with the elements present, and a candle, always the candle there for the fire. And then it ended up in the garden with a fire pit and friends and drums, and calling in the Cardinal Directions, and using it as a medicine. Throughout, it became apparent to me that although my master had left, the fire was replacing that comfort, if you like, not just the warmth and the light of it, but the whole process. It felt like I was very much in communion with my master also. So it brings very rapid transformation. We can bring our intentions to it. I've talked about ceremony, the importance of that, and how we can change our mind patterns. So given the nature of fire, it consumes very rapidly, can be from a warming, glowing, nourishing presence to a very destructive one. And so we invite the Phoenix journey. We invite the flame of the fire to connect with us, and we go on that journey ourselves through this ceremony also. We offer to the fire with as much ceremony as we can bring and as much love, and we hold the space for everybody that approaches to the fire. We offer in bundles or offerings, sticks, which we bring our intention to through breath. So I'll go through that in a little while, the kind of breath, the breathing pattern that we want to be attuning with to approach the fire and to approach this space. We breathe into the stick that which we want to give as an offering to the fire so that it can burn it, it can totally consume it and return and release the light from that object back to the source. In doing so, we can burn patterns, we can burn wrong thinkings, wrong feelings. I'm saying wrong, nothing's really wrong, but things that don't sit well with us, things that we struggle with, things that are heavy on us, we can use the fire. I'm sure, like, the more I connect with it, I just feel a deep connection to my ancestors. I feel a deep connection to my primitive self, that I've done this many, many times in many, many ways. And I think it's a real trigger point for each of us to come to the fire. Right. So yeah, let's get going. Let's get involved. Enough of me chantering on. So I'd like you all to light your fire. How strange is that? I literally can't light the wick. It won't light.
Do you want to just repeat, Sue, what everybody needs in case people haven't got already got the message?
So if you can find yourself a candle and obviously a lighter, you might want a little plate to put your burning stick on when it's too hot to hold, and just a little stick like a cocktail stick or a twig, dry twig, or a rolled up piece of paper. If you haven't got a candle, just tune in to us all here and just connect in that way. Yay, everyone. So I'd really like to make this space a sacred space for us. I've been really encouraged with the way everyone's opened up on this forum. It's helped me also to just open up and share. I like to call the directions, the Cardinal Directions, to accompany us in this medicine space that we're creating, and to call the qualities of that to surround us, and the mother and the sky. So I'll be doing so. If you could just take a moment to think about where the north, south, east, west is from where you're sitting. It doesn't have to be exact with the compass, but if you could just place one hand on your heart and your palm facing towards the direction. I will start in the south, and then I'll go west, north, and east. At the end of each invitation, I shall say aho, and if you could all just shout that back to me and let me know that you receive that also, and that's your intention and that you agree and that we're inviting this space. So if we start with that, if you'd all like to, you can close your eyes for this if you like. One hand on heart, one hand facing south. Calling the winds of the south, great serpent, come and wrap your coils of light around us. Illuminate our medicine space as we're gathered here all together on this forum. Help us to let go and to shed the past, the way that you shed your skin. Serpent, help us to be gentle and to hear your wisdom and to be belly to belly with the mother as we try and to connect deeply with the fire within and the fire outside. Aho! To the winds of the west, Jaguar, come and be with us and protect our medicine space, bringing your impeccability, bringing your strength, helping us to be fearless and to connect into our truth and to have the courage to speak that truth impeccably. Teach us the way beyond the rainbow bridge and to embody all that is true. Aho! Calling the winds of the north, hummingbirds, Sirakinti, grandmothers and grandfathers, ancient ones, come and warm your hands by our fire and whisper to us on the winds. Be with us in our medicine space, with wisdom, and bring your light and your love and your courage. Bring us together here around the fire, helping us to connect and to use this sacred element to replenish ourselves and to set alight the fire in our hearts and souls. Aho! The winds of the east, calling the east, the eagle, fly to us from the place of the rising sun, showing us the mountains we only dare to dream of, keeping us safe under your wing and helping us to rise above the obstacles, seeing only opportunities and learning how to align and to fly wing to wing with great spirit. Be with us, eagle. Aho! Mother Earth, thank you for bringing us together here and for holding us in your unconditional love, your Munay, helping us to feel nourished and held in this safe space. We're here honoring all of your children, the plants, the rocks, the mountains, the stones, the rivers, the animals, those that fly, those that swim, and those that walk and crawl, all our relations. Be with us. Aho! Father Sky, Grandmother Moon, Star Nations, Great Spirit, you who are known by thousands of names, Cosmic Consciousness, God, Source, Tao, Energy, Light. Thank you for bringing us together today and for allowing us to experience and to grow and to learn, feeling your love and your guidance. Be with us. Aho! So when you're ready, if you could gently open your eyes and just bring your attention to the flame and your candle. And I just want you to drop into your breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'd like you to breathe in slowly to the count of 4. And then when you're full, I'd like you to hold and suspend your breath for a count of 4. Then I'd like you to exhale through your mouth very slowly and steadily to a count of 4, and then hold empty for a count of 4. So if we begin, we start this together, keeping your attention on the flame and also letting your eyes defocus and focusing on the field of light surrounding your flame. Defocusing, coming away just from the central point and being aware of the energy field around the flame and your own energy field merging with the flame. So if we start to breathe in to the count of 4, hold for the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4, and suspend at empty for the count of 4. allowing your breath to remain slow and rhythmical. Open your eyes. And then once again, focusing on the flame and lining yourself up. Palms together, holding them at your chest. And to make this space of ours, this safe place, even more sacred, I'd like to invite you to open your energy field. So in a moment, we've dropped into our breath. We exhale, and then on an in-breath, we're going to bring our hands up, just above the head, and imagining above the head a halo of golden light. We dip our hands into it, turn our palms out, and spread throughout our entire energy field the light from this 8th chakra, sitting above the head, outside of the body, but inside of the energy field. And once again, palms to our chest, dropping into the breath, and raising our hands up above our heads into our 8th chakra and spreading the golden light throughout our energy field. Once again, bringing our hands up above our heads into this orb of golden light and spreading this light to the front of our energy field, feeling through, noticing how the energy in your field feels, allowing your fingertips to run through the edges of it and allow it to illuminate with the light from this 8th chakra. And once again, raising our hands above our heads into this orb of golden light and extending this throughout the energy field of this entire forum, our community here now, casting your light around and surrounding all of us. Once again, opening your eyes and connecting with your flame, and connecting with your body and your breath, and connecting with the field of light and energy around the flame, and the field of light and energy in your energy field, and allow them to merge and connect. Allow yourself to be open-minded and just to receive and be receptive. So looking inside now and watching what arises within you, I'd like you to pose the question to yourself, what is healing? What is healing? And what is healing? And through your feeling and your intuition and your sensitivity, just ask yourself, what is it in me that needs healing? What do I need to heal? What needs healing? I'd like you to focus on your belly. Maybe what could you heal that would unblock the clear instinct? What actions would you like to heal? And the answers may not come in words. Trust your feelings. They don't always have words. What is it in my belly that I could heal? And invite that healing. And outstretch your arms towards the flame and the light field. And using your hands and your intention, bring that light to your belly. And thinking around the chest and the heart. What is it in this area that needs healing? What pain, heaviness or suffering? And asking the fire to help. And reaching out towards the flame and the energy field around the candle. And bringing that light to your heart. Allow the healing of the fire to enter the heart for rapid transformation, to burn all the heaviness. And then thinking, feeling, allowing to arise in you. What is it in my insight, in my thinking, in my understanding? What needs healing there? And inviting the flame to help you to burn away anything that clouds your clarity and bringing the light of the flame, the energy of the fire to your third eye. And when you're ready, you pick up your little stick and just place it in your hand. And just take a moment with your fire and with your stick. Just with your intention and your breath. Blow the feeling of everything that you've just experienced with your flame and with your third eye and your heart and your belly. Just bring that feeling together and blow it into the stick. And then we're each going to hold the space for all of us, all together. We're each going to place the offering into the fire, that which we would request that the fire take and consume and release the energy back to the source so that we can make a change and we can release the blockages to the healing in that particular area of ourselves. So when you're ready, your clear intention, invite your stick to the flame and ask it to take that from you, to help you transform and transmute that energy back to the source, back to the sacred, back to the drawing board, bringing us back to the now, letting go of this past difficulty and just watching it burn, obviously carefully. And just connect deeply with the wood as it burns, allowing it to release and feeling that release, allowing that release, surrendering deeply to letting that go. And thanking the fire for this opportunity. And thanking the fire for helping and for bringing us some comfort and light and such energy. And again, focus really closely on your flame. And close your eyes and see the flame. And remembering your breath, breathing deeply and keeping that connection. And then in reverse of opening and spreading the light of the 8th chakra through the energy field, we're going to start at the bottom and gather up the light from this energy. Gather up the golden light from your energy field, gather it to the top of your head, and then slowly bring it inside of your body to inform you, to inform all of yourself. This experience and this intention. Gather up the energy field that you surrounded this group with. And bringing it slowly inside. And I'd like to thank the directions. Once again, if you could just remain within this space. I want to close the medicine circle. To the winds of the south, thank you for keeping us grounded and for illuminating with your coils of light this medicine space, helping us to connect to one another and to the mother. Thank you for helping us to shed the past the way you shed your skin. Aho! To the winds of the west, Jaguar, thank you for padding around our medicine space and protecting us and bringing the courage to connect with the fire and to surrender to letting go, helping us to see the way beyond death. Aho! And to the winds of the north, Hummingbird, ancestors, a lineage of healers, thank you for being with us and for surrounding us with your love and your wisdom. Thank you for bringing us together around this fire. Aho! And to the winds of the east, eagle, condor, fly back to the place of the rising sun and the promise of new beginnings. Thank you for helping us to fly high above the clouds, which often takes great courage. Thank you for keeping us safe under your wing. Aho! Mother Earth, Gaia, Pachamama, thank you for holding us in this space and for bringing us together to experience this today. Thank you for all your love and all of your care and sustenance. Thank you, and help us to return to you more and more. Aho! Great Spirit, Father Sky, Grandmother Moon, Star Nations, thank you for being with us and for bringing your wisdom and the love and this opportunity to share. Thank you. Aho! Thank you, everyone.
magic, Sue. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Got a few more minutes in case anyone would like to ask any questions or share. Feel free to unmute. Two of you do it once. We'll just put you in an order. It'd be nice to. London, go for it.
Hi, Sue, thank you so much. I started to experience like I was choking, like something was trying to come up out of my, out of my throat, out of my chest, and I still feel it like trying to come out.
But you've
trying
done
to
the
come
right
out of my.
thing. You've come in to talk. You've come to express.
Yeah, like whatever needs to come out, like I want it to come out because it's like giving me this something in my chest and my throat. So thank you so much for that. And
one thing I'm forgetting, I was planning to have us sing a little bit around the flame, just a short, because we want to keep all the channel open, and I actually forgot to do that. So maybe that's my fault then. But just even like, if we could all do that together. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 ho. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, hey, hey,
Oh. Yeah, yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hey, hey, hey,
Oh.
Hey, 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 hey,
Because obviously we've had quite a short ceremony there, but what you will find is that things come up, sensations in the body that bring our awareness to it, and then we can work that area, intuit what to do, just to keep connected, keep open, keep receptive. Yeah. Does it feel a bit easier off there?
Yes, it does.
It's a real good one. If you're lost for a song, hey, 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 ho, is a real good one.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Lovely to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thank you.
It would be nice to get a little bit of feedback, just a little.
I can give you that. I had a tiny piece of paper, and then it connected to another piece of paper nearby, and it was all a bit smoky and a bit big. I was like, oh, I really need to get rid of that. And then when you said shut your eyes, I was thinking, I can't shut my eyes. This is a very big flame. Yeah, so it was almost like I burnt two things in one go.
I use a metal ball usually indoors just to drop things in, because you have to be careful.
Yeah, thank you. It was really, really lovely. Lovely is the wrong adjective, but it was very deep.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to say it was very deep for me. That's why I'm not jumping in with my feedback. Yeah, I got a cough, so I was coughing something out, and I wrote a lot on a piece of paper and I put it into my wood burner, and I can't remember what I put in there, but it was very profound and it was very deep, and it's gone. So you did say things might pop up, and I'm thinking, what am I inviting in? But there we go. That's my feedback. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Wonderful.
that. Thanks for sharing.
I wrote in the chat, but I would just like to tell you that it was a beautiful ceremony, and I would like to thank you for sharing your shamanic wisdom with us.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure. It really has. Some things are a chore, other things are just like And I like connecting here across the week. I just felt this to be such a safe space. It's like, yeah, I'm pleased I had the opportunity to come in and share something.
I have another question that Julia asked. She asked if your shirt had shamanic art on it. You're dressed so beautifully. You look lovely. We would love to hear more about your top, your blouse.
So this was gifted to me quite a lot of years ago. It's quite smart and it's Chinese, I think. It got a Mandarin collar, but I do like the symbols because they look like energy centers to me. And I did want to sort of, I suppose, step into something, some garb or other that would bring a bit more ceremony for me. I also put my master's glove on, his smelly old glove, which I found not so long back. So I thought I'd bring that too. See, I always used to wear odd gloves. So yeah, this just for me brought a bit of ceremony, a bit of intention from myself that I really want to connect in these centers. And lo and behold, the top really depicts that. So thanks for noticing the lovely top. I'm not normally this smart. I'm quite a hippie in general.
You always look gorgeous. Julie, were you going to say something or did Joyce say it for you?
I'm just a little shy to share what I have in my heart. It's just that it was a beautiful, beautiful night, and thank you so much, Sue. Since you asked for little feedback, I was just thinking that I got to relax a little bit, starting with Kirsty. Then I got to see myself and to see how close I am and vulnerable with Elif and Phil's session, and I got to jump out of that. I mean, to break out of my cage, and then I got deep into my dreams, my soul desire with Anna's deep meditation, and I got to see the thing that I've always known and wanted. And I've always been afraid of doing that. And now with this ceremony, I got to seal all of this and see the part of me that needs to be healed, and see exactly. I had the compass as well, and it showed me it gave me a little message as well to which direction, because I know energy, those feng shui. So it showed me that I need to trust more on my wisdom, on my inner wisdom. It was direct message to my vision of me being that painter that I've always seen, but I've always been so afraid. And with the end of your ceremony, to see the part of me that needs to be healed, and that inner child, and that fear, and that child that felt never seen and never heard and never allowed to be. So I got to heal that with the end of the ceremony, and it was also an amazing set for my new house. That's my new life that I'm building now, and I got to clean and clear the space and set the fire in the center, my energetic center of my house, to help me, to keep me warm and to remind me of that that my soul, yeah, desire. Thank you. And also in the end, it ends with being able to do all this with you and for you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Julia, you really need to write those letters. You just write a letter to the inner child and then write the letter back to yourself from the inner child and build that communication, and it'll all come to light. And yeah, I can really sort of feel that for you. I really resonate with what you said. So I know that will work for you. Start with the letter and bring that to your fire.
I'm actually in the middle of healing process, and I have been I don't know how it's called, but I've been writing a lot of lists and looking into all my life and my past, and I was stopped just into that point of forgiving myself, and I'm taking the next week into finishing that journey, that whole experience that I've been doing for the last year. So I was just so afraid I needed that extra push to to finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do hope that brings you some inspiration, that sometimes it gets a bit dark on the path and then someone can mention something, you're like, oh, I'll give that a go, and it starts to open up and it starts to communicate to you in your own personal way. It's tailored directly to you. You understand it the way that you understand it, and that's truth. That's your truth. And to share that, it takes some balls. So thank you. It's a wonderful space we've got here. I'm really overwhelmed actually myself with the way it is, and that we can share so openly like that, with unfamiliar faces. So thanks, Julia. You've probably spoken for a lot of us here. That was a very apt song at the beginning, Kirsty. Return to Innocence. Yeah, I think that's it. The inner sense, the innocence, that then reconnecting with our inner children, so we can play and be creative and remember the elements. They're all there, just wanting to support us in all of our creativity and hold us so that we can feel that secure base, I suppose, to try new things and be ourselves as authentic and genuinely original. We all are. Yeah. Shall we go for a cuppa break? Oh, we haven't got a break. This is the end, isn't it?
This is it for tonight. It's not the end. We've got one more day left tomorrow.
No, I meant today, yeah.
The end of the day, yeah. Awesome day. Thank you so much, Sue. Thank you all for being here.
If anybody wants to connect or anything like that, if you want to put my email in the chat, or I can, I'll do that now.
You do it. We will be sharing everybody's emails within the community space, within the Telegram group, and we'll be sharing the recordings later as well, and there'll be your details will be in there as well.
Okay.
And if in doubt, if you want to contact Sue, then give me a shout and I'll put you in touch.
She's in the community. I'm sorry, my internet is slow. I'm going to post it in a second. Her email.
Sue's done it. SuzanneYoga@yahoo.co.uk.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. Beautiful energy, beautiful day.
Magic.
See you tomorrow.
Sleep well.
Good evening.
Love you.
Love you. Love you more.